So if you would like to make live music with them, you can pop open your laptop. And basically each of you get like a loop or a section. No, I'm just trying to distract while you're getting ready. Are you ready? All right, I'll shut up then. Great. Well, here you go. Thank you.
So hello again. So now we've reached the end of the day, and we thought it would be fun if we'd get everyone involved, or the people that want to participate involved, into getting a little bit of creative coding going. So the idea is to, in 15 minutes, take you from zero to hero in live coding. So who's got a laptop ready? I see one, two. I see a few. Okay, cool. And if you want to participate, this is a great occasion to also get to meet people. So feel free to pair up with anyone that has a laptop if you don't have one handy right now. And pair coding is always good. So the framework that we're going to use this one that you see on the screen, which is called Estuary. Do you want to talk a little bit about Estuary?
Yeah. Very prepared for this. Estuary is essentially an interface that lets you code together with other people via the web, and to code in different languages at the same time, and sync them all together so that you're playing at the same time, which is very nice. So it's got a bunch of different languages, but the ones that we mostly use is tidal cycles, and I think that's what we're going to use today. It was developed by a guy called David Ogborn from McMaster University in Canada. Essentially what happens is you write your code, but then everything is rendered locally. So that's how the time syncing happens. Actually, you're not hearing necessarily like exactly the same thing as your collaborators, but it should be similar enough that you know what's going on. Have I missed anything? Me and Mina met through this project actually, because we perform in a band together, which is called Supercontinent, which is like a band that specifically works with Estuary, and that was like part of a research project that David ran, where he was sort of watching what happens when you give a bunch of live coders this tool and get them to live code together. Yeah. So how long have we been doing Supercontinent?
Like 3-4 years.
Yeah. So it's been quite a while. Yeah.
So for those of you who have the laptop and want to just like start with checking out the site, so this is the address, the URL right there. So estuary.mcmaster.ca. So in a moment, we're going to create an ensemble that you're going to be able to log in and everything. But before we do that, we're just going to like run you through a little bit of code and show you like the basics and show you at least where to copy paste like some stuff that you can try in the Windows so that you can play with us in a bit. Okay, so everyone got that? The URL? This one here? Good. So right now, when you land on Estuary, so right now I'm just clicking on solo mode. So you don't have access to what you're going to see on the screen right now. But in a second, I'll ask you to refresh and then to join an ensemble. But right now, if you have a laptop and you just want to explore, then that's the URL. Okay, so.
Yeah, so Punctual and Mini Tidal are two different languages. Mini Tidal is more... Oh, are you going to do Punctual first? I don't really know much about Punctual. but it's essentially a synthesizer, right? Okay.
Yeah, just to show. So it's just to show. So normally, like the way that we do it in Supercontinent is one person will take care of the visuals and all the others will do sound, because it becomes really messy if like many people want to try to mess with the visuals. So we use this language called Punctual for the visuals, and this is like an example of what Punctual can do. So it just like takes away the screen and does those visual effects. I think that's also audio reactive, is it? Depending on the code that you write, it can also like react to the music that's playing. And then on the other window, we're gonna do like some basic title stuff. Can you comment while I type?
Title I can comment more about than Punctual. So yeah, title is essentially a functional language that's based on Haskell. And it's for making patterns. Usually what happens in title is you define a sample or a series of samples, and then you do various like different transformations on that. So right now, Mina has told it to play the sample glitch, but play it 16 times within one cycle, essentially. So the inverted commas define a cycle. So. Oh. Ah. Yeah, so now she is using the tag n, which means note, essentially, and telling it choose for each instance of glitch, choose from the first 20 available samples. So glitch is like a set of samples, not a single sample, and play whatever the random sample is that comes back. Gain is for volume, so now it's just every instance of the sample, you're just getting a random volume. Yeah, title was like specifically written for live coding, so you can do like really complicated stuff with like really small amounts of code. As it was kind of written to like reduce the amount of typing that you need to do to make music, really. Speed, what is speed? Rate, yeah. So speed is like how fast the sample is played. So it's like if you play a sample like double the speed, it'll sound twice as high pitch-wise. And if you play it half the speed, it'll sound half as low. So it changes the pitch, essentially, of the sample.
So like I'm showing you this just to show you like the basic commands that you can have access to. And then once we have the ensemble, you can kind of, modify these things the way that you want. I use a lot of randomness because I find it easier to just let the computer choose for me a lot of the times. And it's kind of a nice way to just get to know what the code is doing and create interesting effects, even if you don't have a precise idea. And I think like this is something that's a little bit complicated for musicians, especially because musicians are used to like know what they're going to play and then play it, or they're not necessarily used to letting go of control that much. But when we play with code, it's kind of nice to let go of control and just let yourself be surprised by what the machine is doing. So if you want to find the available samples, so you have like two places where you can see the name of the samples. So one is the question mark at the top right corner. If you click on that, then you have the help. So if you click on mini title, then you'll see like examples. So like you'll see sound, and then you have like names of samples. These are all names of samples that you have access to. So when you're first starting out, like one good way that you can start out is just look at the help, copy something, paste it in the window, make it play, see what it does, and then modify the values. The other way to find like sample names to play with is if you go to that URL here, which is the same. It's the same one except that you do /samples/resources.json, and that's going to give you a JSON list of all the samples that you have, and you can just pick one. So in that case, like if I go down, so here like the sample name would be Gira, for example. So the bank is the sample name. So that's what you would put in mini title. And then the N is exactly that parameter that you're using here. So then you can see like how many samples there are in that bank. So like in the case of Gira, for example, you have 3. So this is how you find the samples. Okay, can we create like an ensemble? Okay. Yeah, please. So if you want to comment out your code, if you want to silence something, it's easy. It's just like 3 dashes, and then it'll stop playing. What else can you do with this? So there's a lot of things you can do. You can also say, for example, so if I have that playing again, I can say often play fast ×2, and then I'll separate that with a $sign. So the syntax in mini title is like you've got the sample sound that starts with S, and then the declaration of which sample you're playing. Everything that comes before that is separated with a $sign, and everything that comes after that, you'll use the hashtag sign. It's like how that's how I understand it. Okay, so if I do that, then once in a while, often, it's going to play 2 times faster. And I can chain these. I can say sometimes I want silence. And again, I'll separate that command with the $sign. I'm at max volume, but I'm not hearing much. I don't know if we can raise the sound. It's maxed out for that speaker, really. That's strange. Okay. So yeah, do we have an ensemble?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna reload this. I'm gonna put this normal display. Okay, so now is the time. If you have a laptop and you want to join in, you can join in. You're gonna click on collaborate. So you're gonna reload first to get to the first screen. Then you click on the collaborate square. And then our ensemble is HalfStack. And you can enter your name. So I'm going to enter my name, Mina. Location is optional. Do we have a password? Newquay. Newquay is the password. And you log in. Boom. Yay. So down there, I see that we have Tom, we have Robert, we have FPS sorry. Shelly. Cool. So as you can see, so down you have like a terminal window where you can communicate with other participants in your ensemble, which is handy if you're doing like over the browser, long distance. Long distance performances. Then you have like a bunch of windows. So it's helpful if you put your name on top of the window that you're using, so we know it's you. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. But there's no like right or wrong, right? Like we're doing music, so it's like everything can be tried. Yep. So I'm gonna create more windows. So just bear with me. If everyone can erase their code for 1 second, I'm gonna create more windows for us. Um, 3x4. Let's try that. Okay.
Then you have to refresh.
Yeah. Publish view. Def. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And someone let their code run, so we're still hearing it. So maybe that person can reload and rejoin. Can you? Okay. Great. Okay. So I'm going to do like one window for visuals. So I'm going to select punctual. And then go ahead. You can just like choose yourself a window, write your name so we know it's you. We know that you're using that space. And I'm going to start like putting a bunch of like example codes to get you started so you can copy them, modify them. And if you feel free to, yeah, go for it.
I was just going to say, if anyone needs any help, then, I don't know, put your hand up or something and I'll come and help. While Mina does the talking at the front.
Who's doing that? That sounds cool. So if there's no name, it's probably just me like putting a line there. So that means it's like it's up for grabs and you can just go and modify it. And just go and have fun, try stuff. Connor, I think it was just because you didn't select the mini title language. I think that what you were typing was working. So just like, yeah, and just like in the window, yeah, exactly. And then try again, yeah. And Robert, that should work also. I think if you just press play. Yep. I think you can take that. Oh, you're coding. And if you have any questions, like, I don't know, raise your hand or shout it out or something. Otherwise, just enjoy coding. I'm liking the results so far.
You're all naturals.
There's still one window available if anyone wants to jump in. if you multiply or divide the sound that you're playing, it'll play faster. It'll play more times in a cycle also. Is it? Steve, your syntax looked fine to me. So I think try to type that again and we'll see if we can fix it because it seemed good. Like not now, but when you had like the sounds. Yeah, open the quotes, put like the way you had it before. Open the quotes, put some sounds in there and then close the quotes. Okay, last 5 minutes to try stuff. Let's finish with a bang. Our HalfStack Newquay jam. Oh, Robert, for the syntax. So before closing the quotes, like close the quotes after 16, not before, and it'll work. Yeah, then after 16, but on the same line though. Yeah, and that's what, yeah. Yeah, and then we hear like the bass drum. And then if you play with like often, sometimes, then you can have like rhythmic variations if you want. Okay, and so we're gonna wrap it up, I guess. If you just delete everything in the window and press play, it'll stop also, for those who are trying to stop. Okay. I'm gonna fade out. Woo! Congrats, everyone.